You are listening to Tech Chat with Samantha, the podcast for service business owners who are done running their business from memory and ready to build something that actually runs without them. Each week, Samantha Pointer, business systems and AI automation architect, brings you practical systems thinking, real talk about automation, and the kind of clarity that turns operational chaos into a business that works. If you are ready to stop being the bottleneck, you are in the right place. Here is your host, Samantha Pointer.
Welcome back to Tech Chat with Samantha. I'm Samantha Pointer, Business Systems and AI Automation Architect, and this is Season 2, Build the Business Behind the Business. Last week, we talked about your deliver system and what happens after a client says yes. Today, we are closing out the 6 systems with the one that most businesses treat as optional, and it is costing them more than they realize. We are talking about your follow-up system. What happens after the work is done? There's another quiet moment in most service businesses, similar to the one after yes, but on the other end of the engagement. The project closes, the work is delivered, the client says thank you, and then nothing. No intentional touch point, no structured check in, no ask for a referral or a review, just silence. And over time, that silence turns into distance, and distance turns into that client forgetting about you entirely. This is not because you did bad work. Most of the time, the work was great. It is because there was no system designed to keep the relationship alive after the engagement ended. And here's the thing about that silence, it is loud to your client. It communicates that the relationship was transactional, that you were interested in the project, not the person, even if that is the furthest thing from the truth. Your follow up system is how you prove otherwise. I hear this from business owners all the time. They say follow up feels pushy, it feels salesy, they do not want to bother people. Heck, I used to say that. I don't want to bother anybody. And I understand that. But here's what I want you to consider. That discomfort almost always comes from not having a system. When follow up is manual, it requires you to decide in the moment whether to reach out, what to say, and whether it is the right time. And that decision making process is where the awkwardness lives. You overthink it, you delay it, and eventually you just don't do it. When follow up is systematized, that hesitation disappears. The touch point goes out at the right time with the right message because the system was designed that way. You're not interrupting someone, you're following through on a relationship that was already established. There's nothing pushy about staying in touch with someone you have done great work for. The pushiness comes from doing it without intention or structure. A well built follow up system removes both of those problems. There are 3 signs your follow up system broken. Listen for yourself in these. The first sign is that referrals happen by accident. You get them sometimes, but you can't predict them, you can't influence them, and you have no idea what triggered them. That is not a referral strategy. That is luck, and luck is not a system. The second sign is that past clients forget about you. You run into someone you worked with 2 years ago, and they say they didn't even know you were still doing this work. That is a follow up gap. Out of sight, out of mind, and without a system keeping you visible, you will lose that real estate in their memory. And then the third sign is that you never ask for reviews, or you ask inconsistently, only when you remember, only when you feel like the timing is right. Reviews do not come in consistently because the request does not go out consistently. And without reviews, your ability to build trust with new leads is weaker than it should be. All 3 of these are symptoms of the same problem. The relationship does not have a system behind it. It has good intentions, and good intentions aren't enough. So, what does an intentional follow up system look like? Let's be clear about what I'm not saying. I'm not saying you should send generic newsletters to everyone who has ever worked with you. That isn't follow up, that is a broadcast. Intentional follow up is specific, timely, and relevant. It acknowledges the work you did together. It checks in on how things are going. It surfaces at the moments when a past client is most likely to need you again or know someone who does. And it starts like every system in the SPE's framework with the organized step. Before you build any automation, you have to answer some fundamental questions. What does post engagement success look like for your clients? What are the natural moments to reach back out? Where does repeat business come from in your service model? And what would make it easy and natural for a happy client to refer someone to you? When you can answer those questions clearly, you have the foundation of a follow up system. Then you build the automation around it, the check in sequences, the review requests, the re engagement campaigns for clients who have gone quiet, the parts that do not require your judgment every single time. And when that is in place, staying in touch stops feeling like a task you have to remember. It becomes something the business does on its own. There is a cost of leaving it unaddressed. And here's what a missing follow up system is actually costing you. Every past client who forgot about you is a referral that never happened. Let that sink in. Every review that was never requested is trust you never got to build with a future client. Every re engagement that never went out is repeat business that went somewhere else. And here's the one that most business owners do not think about. Your past clients are the warmest leads you will ever have. They already know you, they already trust you, they have already seen your work. Getting a past client to come back or refer someone costs a fraction of what it costs to acquire a brand new lead. When you don't have a follow up system, you are leaving that asset sitting completely idle. You did the hard work of earning their trust. The follow up system is what lets you keep it. So, if you finish this episode and realize that your follow up system is basically non existent, or that it only happens when you happen to think of it, that is important information. A systems clarity call is a complimentary 30-minute call where I take a real time look at your online presence and your business systems. By the end, you will know exactly where your biggest gap is, what it's costing you, and what to fix first. No pressure, no obligation, just clarity. This call is for you if you are a service business owner actively investing in your growth and ready for real systems work. The link to apply is in the show notes, or you can go to organizingguru.com/15. Your past clients are not behind you. They are a part of the business you are still building, but only if you have a system that keeps the relationship alive. Follow up is not optional. It is the system that turns good work into a growing business. Thanks for listening to Tech Chat with Samantha. New episodes drop every Tuesday, and I will see you next week.
Thanks for listening to Tech Chat with Samantha. If today's episode resonated and you are ready to get clarity on what is actually holding your business back, book a systems clarity call at organizingguru.com/15. It is a complimentary 30-minute call where Samantha takes a real-time look at your online presence and your business systems. You will leave knowing exactly what to fix first. New episodes drop every Tuesday. See you next week.